Welcome back to season 2 of the Katie Wellness Show. I am back with more amazing tools, awesome interviews, and some great discussions to help you optimize your health, body, mind, and spirit. Not only can you use these tools every day, you can also teach them to your children and to your family members so that you can raise emotionally and physically resilient children, so that you can show up more in your life, that you can take back your personal power. Get ready to tap into your intuition. I'm so excited that you're here. You are worthy of health and of joy and of thriving in your motherhood, thriving in your life. Thank you for being here today. Welcome back to the Katie Wellness Show. This is your host, Lindsey Katie. I'm so excited to be back. I took a couple of weeks off of recording and editing to spend time with my family over the holidays, but I missed recording. I missed sharing this information and connecting with you guys in this way. So I'm grateful to be back. And today we are going to be talking about creating and manifesting your vision. I know that the beginning of the year is it's a time for a lot of people to set New Year's resolutions. And I am not great at setting New Year's resolutions because so much they are goal focused. They are not vision focused. And so today what we're going to focus on is manifesting your vision. And it's important that we manifest it and be very specific about how we word what we want to create, because our words have power. Our words have energy. Our words have meaning. And the more that we put that out there in a way that we actually want to create and that we can see happening in our lives, the more likely we are to stick with it and to keep it happening. And when we create an end goal or an end vision of what we want our life to look like, it's a lot easier to reverse engineer how we're going to get there. We'll talk about reverse engineering later in today's episode if you aren't familiar with that term. But when we are creating a goal or a vision for our lives, we're going to start with step 1, which is to imagine. And today's episode, you'll probably listen to it one time through and see what sticks out to you. And maybe you're distracted. Maybe you're doing it while you're folding laundry or driving. But when you listen to it a second time, I'm going to encourage you to do it in a place that is quiet, that will allow you to think and close your eyes and imagine and get still. And that can be really uncomfortable for some of us, but it really is an important part of the process. Step 1 is to imagine. It's to visualize. Close your eyes. And what do you want your life to look like? Maybe in 5 years. And for some of you, maybe it's like, I just hope I am alive in 5 years. I hope that I survive. I hope that, we set the bar low often because it's hard for us to imagine what our lives can look like. So I want you to truly tap into yourself, into the quietness, and visualize the version of you in 1 year or in 5 years. What does that person do? What does that person look like? What do you feel day to day? Is that person stressed and running around often, or is that person calm and handles challenges well? What does this version of you look like? Now, I know that there can sometimes be confusion with fantasy self. Sometimes we collect stuff and we start hobbies because we have this fantasy of who we are and what we want to be. And so many different versions of ourselves can be a fantasy self. But a future self is someone that we can really connect with, who we are, who we have been, and we want to get back to. Start to visualize this person. What habits does this person have? This version of you in the future, what habits does this person have? And create a picture or identify a desire that you want to happen. And maybe it's a health goal. Maybe it's a financial goal. Maybe, or you can look at all versions. What do you look like spiritually? What do you look like physically? What do you look like financially? What do you look like energetically? Do you have a lot of energy? Are you able to do all the tasks that are required of you? Are you living your life in a way that feels genuine and authentic and honest? Living a life full of integrity. That's one thing that's really important to me is how I'm living now true to who I am? Or do I go through my days saying or doing things that make me cringe or hold tension in my gut, thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or oh, I wish I could say this. If you live your life day to day right now full of I wish and I should or I shouldn't have, know that is a clue that you are not living in your true self. So create a picture. You can write these things down. You can jot them down, or you can just be still and visualize and try and really connect with the version of you that you want to be. Step 2 is your language is so important. The words that we use are so important. Begin to put that vision into language. The things that you see or want to have happen, start to write it down. Put it in a way that is easy to remember, but also very clear on what the vision is. Instead of saying, I earn more money, maybe your goal is a financial goal, or your goal is to be financially secure. Instead of saying, I am financially secure, you could write, I have enough to pay for my needs and take a vacation each year. Like, what is it that you're going to do with that extra financial stability? What are you going to do with that financial stability? Are you taking trips? Are you paying for needs? Are you covering your basics? What does having enough mean to you specifically? What is it that you're going to do with it when you have enough, or when you're living the way that you want? What does that look like, and why does it matter? So you're going to begin to put it into language of, I want to be financially secure. Financial security looks like fill in the blank. When I'm financially secure, I will be able to blank. What does it mean that you are financially secure? What does it allow you to do? And then step 3, once you have it pretty narrowed down, and there are lots of ways that you can put it into clear, concise language. I've heard lots of different ways. One that has worked for me in the past is just go to your 5th why. Like, why do I want to be financially secure? Well, if I'm financially secure, then I can pay for my needs. Okay, but why does that matter? Well, financial security feels like physical safety. Okay, well, why does that matter? Oh, well, maybe I grew up in a home where I didn't have all my needs met, or something like that. It doesn't have to be traumatic, but just figure out why it's important to you and go to the 5th why. Ask yourself why 5 times and just try and get really clear on why this specific image or visualization matters. I will point out, though, that sometimes the imagining and the putting into language can come with a lot of roadblocks or barriers or mind blocks. Like, we can't see that version of ourselves. And a lot of it is to do with our programming, the beliefs that we have told ourselves, the beliefs that others have put upon us that we can or cannot do something. And those beliefs can be very limiting. But you don't have to stay in that area of limiting beliefs. One thing that I have been doing the past couple of years, and I've talked about it on the podcast several times, that has been very, very helpful in helping me get rid of these limiting beliefs or changing the beliefs to something that isn't limiting, is emotional processing. These are sessions that I offer that are completely amazing in the way that they can help you find a new way. They can help you break free from those limiting beliefs. They can help you see the type of person that you want to be, that you're striving to be, that maybe you just can't see yet, that maybe the vision is kind of hazy. You know that that things in your life want to change, but you're just not really sure how. You're not really sure how to break out of the cycle that you're in. And maybe you haven't taken the time to explore and discover the deeper meaning of why you do some of these coping mechanisms or why you hold on to these limiting beliefs. An emotional processing session helps to uncover all of those things. And it not only, because we use so many different methods during an emotional processing session, we do visualization exercises, we do role play, we question back and forth, we invite in a higher power. It really is an amazing spiritual, physical, like there is a physical release, there is emotional support through the entire process that you can truly let go of the belief that started probably when you were 2 or 1 or 5, when you didn't even realize your beliefs were being created. And you've taken these beliefs with you through your childhood, through your teenage years, through your adult life. And sometimes those habits and those beliefs are really hard to break. But in an emotional processing session, we do it in such a gentle way that you are releasing emotions and you're releasing that belief, and you're also forming new neural pathways in your brain to help you find a new way, to help you see a new way. So if you are wanting an emotional processing session, please reach out to me. There are links in the show notes to schedule an emotional processing session. Okay, so now that we have worked through limiting beliefs, we can fully visualize and imagine who we want to be, what we want our life to look like. We have put it into language that is simple, that is easily defined, that is very clear and precise and not vague. Now we have to commit. We have to choose to be willing to do everything necessary to produce those results. And this is where the questioning of why and going deeper and asking why, going deeper in combination with reverse engineering can really help you to focus on one doable, bite-sized goal at a time that will help move the needle forward to helping you to be the future version of yourself that you are visualizing, that you're creating, that you are moving toward. So to reverse engineer means to look at the end goal, and then what steps would you need to take along the way to have that main goal happen. Most of the things in our lives, most goals that we set in our life, maybe we have a goal to lose 20 pounds. Okay, well, you don't set a goal to lose 20 pounds and then do nothing and expect that that goal will happen. You have to set yourself little micro goals along the way. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's nourishing your body with whole foods instead of convenience or prepackaged foods. Maybe it's calorie counting or macro counting, which I know can be really helpful for some people. I'm not a huge fan of it because I haven't ever studied it in depth. And also, I have to live a life that feels really authentic. And that's not something, I'll get off my soapbox about that, but that can be a tool to use. So, reverse engineering, let's say the goal is to lose 20 pounds. What micro goals are going to get you to that end goal? And then you write those goals down. And if you break it down even more to bite-sized, manageable goals or chunks or doable things that seem really easy to do, it's going to be a lot easier to feel motivated to do those things. And also, it's one of those things where you're choosing to focus on one mini goal that helps you move toward this bigger goal. You're not biting off more than you can chew. It's small and manageable, and within the context of your already very full and very busy life that is not requiring you to change everything about your life and your circumstance. Maybe it's just finding one swap for a specific food that you eat often, or maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe you don't change anything else to help you reach your goal at first, but it's just simply drink more water. more specifically, drink half my body weight in ounces of water every day. And be sure that even your micro goals are written in specific language, saying what you will do or what you'll stop doing, using specifics. So we've imagined, we've put it into language, we've committed, we've reverse engineered, we've decided what micro goals are going to help us get to that visualized version of us, that vision of who we are and who we want to be. Number 4 is, let's call it enrollment, getting other people on board with this version of you, getting yourself on board with this version of you. This is another way that our language matters, and how we speak about ourselves and about our goals matter. It's your job to communicate what you want in such a way that people will voluntarily commit their time and their energy and their resources in supporting your vision. And maybe some of our goals and some of our visions seem far-fetched. Maybe we've tried to achieve these goals before in the past, and other people may talk down to us or say, oh, you've tried that before. We'll see how long it lasts this time. That type of language can be really defeating. And maybe for those people, you don't have to share your goals with them. Find the people who will support you, but also speak to yourself and speak about yourself and speak to other people as if you already are this future version of yourself. In a previous episode that I was interviewing a woman named Camilla, and she learned to act as if. This is one way that helped her overcome eating disorders and trauma from sexual abuse. Acting as if. Fake it till you make it. Whatever version of this, act as if you are this person already. Act as if you've already lost the 20 pounds. Act as if you already earn enough money to pay for your needs and a vacation every year. Act as if you're already doing those things. Not saying take the vacation if you don't have money, but do the things that help you to be financially secure. Do the things that help you get to that end goal, that vision of yourself. Start with one manageable, doable chunk so you don't feel overwhelmed. Like, set yourself up for success and speak as if you are already that person, and get others to speak to you the same way. An example of this might be talking to yourself in a body positive language instead of always talking negatively about your body, or being less focused on a lack mentality, like, oh, I don't have enough money for this. Say, I'm saving my money for my vacation, right? Those things matter. Your words matter and your intention matters, and putting that out into the universe can affect how other people respond to you and your goals. And that's this vision of yourself, of the person that you are and the person that you're becoming, that vision, that version of yourself that you are striving to be. And number 5, do it. Plan it. We talked about reverse engineering. We talked about making it as simple and easy as possible, putting into language, writing it down, acting as if, right? Plan it and continue forward, even if there are obstacles. Maybe it seems like if you have a health goal and you start down the path of getting better, it seems like always sickness happens. And I don't know why that is, but the sickness then throws you off of your exercise routine, or it throws you off of your good habits that you've developed. Those obstacles are very real, and I don't want to minimize them. And sometimes getting back on track feels like a lot of extra work, but the longer you do it, the more likely you are to stick with it. And remember that version of yourself that you're working toward. Would that version that future version of you? Would she say, oh, I got sick for a week, and even though I felt better for a week, I still better just not exercise? Or, oh, I don't have time. Or, oh, I've gotten out of the habit. Would that future version give up because she got sick or had obstacles? Make corrections if necessary if things aren't working, but follow through with action. Your words matter and your actions matter. And don't give up. See your vision through. Incompletions can be a large energy drain. It makes us feel like we're not having integrity. It shows our bodies that we care about others' opinions and that we let obstacles win more than what we need for ourselves. So it can be draining to our energy. And the opposite is true. You complete it, you have energy, you feel successful, you feel motivated to keep going. And completing it is also an opportunity to evaluate what worked and what didn't work, and then decide on a new project or a new vision. And a word of caution, or just something to think about, be clear about your vision. The more clear you are about your vision, the easier it is to reverse engineer, the easier it is to create those small micro steps, the easier it is to complete, to take it to completion. Be clear about your vision and what it is that you would like to see happen. And you can use this process that I've talked about to bring your intention and your vision into reality. Your dreams and desires truly can be manifested in this way. You can speak life into them. Your energy that you're putting toward it matters. Your language matters. Like, your energy shifts as you're working towards something that really matters to you. And as you continue to heal and grow into this person that you see yourself being, your ability to create what you want comes more easily. Your ability to focus will increase, and what you want will actually manifest itself in abundant ways. That's something that I have noticed in my life, that the more I turn towards that person that I know I can become, and move away from that person who cringes when I say something that maybe doesn't align with who I really am, but I say it because I'm afraid of how the other person will respond. As I move away from that version of myself and move toward a person who lives authentically, speaking from a place of honesty, but also of kindness, that's who I want to be. And I'm noticing it attracts that same energy. And that's what I want more of in my life from myself. Like, that's what I want to give to others, but also that's what I want others to give to me, is their honesty and their integrity, and also their kindness. It will be manifest in abundant ways. So just a reminder, imagine, visualize, step 1. Step 2, put it into language that is clear and concise. Step 3, commit. Do everything necessary to produce those results using reverse engineering and small micro goals. Enrollment. Communicate what you want in such a way that people will voluntarily commit their time, energy, resources in supporting your vision, or at least speak to you in positive ways, because you're also speaking about yourself in positive ways. And 5, just do it. Plan and move forward, even if there's obstacles. Make corrections, get back on. Act as if you are that person who does what you are hoping to do. The person who has the money, who has lost the weight, who has gained the muscle, who eats really well, who feels energized by the way that they can move their bodies and the foods that they eat. They avoid sickness because they're taking care of their bodies. And because you have written a very specific goal, because you have this very specific vision written down, you know when you've completed it. It's not one of those goals that the benchmark or the end mark, the vision keeps moving. You have it written down. Once you've met that goal, evaluate and decide on a new project. If this is your first time through listening to this episode, I'm going to encourage you to listen to it one more time at a time when you can create the space to imagine and visualize, and also write it down and put it into language, and write micro goals, reverse engineer, like write down all the little steps that you would need to get to that end goal and see which one feels doable for you right now. And be very clear about your vision. So, if this is the second time you're listening through, thank you for joining me again. Happy New Year, and I look forward to our future conversations in this new year. Happy New Year, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.